Welcome back, everybody, to the Arkansas Razorbacks Dynasty. And Season 3 has come to an end. Disappointing way to end the season. We had national championship hopes, undefeated throughout mainly the entire season until we get to the SEC championship. And it just falls apart from there, and we end up losing in the college football playoff. And let's get right into it. You can see what we're losing. Lucas, Jordan Anthony, Isaiah Satania, Ty Washington. I mean, two of our best receivers, best tight end on the team. This is going to be an interesting offense, I would say, coming into this next season. Probably going to be a little bit more run heavy with Braylon Russell. Really going to be the top back on the team like last year. But quarterback situation, we saw it at the end of the season. I mean, what do we do quarterback-wise? You can see Anthony and Lucas did go in round 1, so that'll help us out in obviously some recruiting. Satania and Washington in round number 2. So we're losing 2 first-round talents in the pass game. How do we replace that? Maybe Cross Johnson steps up. I'm not quite sure. This offense is going to look a lot different. Our defense could be elite, but the offense is going to look different. We still have some recruiting left, obviously. Curry is still there, but let's go to the transfer portal. So you can see everybody that is interested, looking for, I'm not really sure. I mean, running back for sure, we'll have to replace Rodney Hill, so we get Trey Holly to come over. That would be great. He's only a junior, so he'd still have, another year after that. Anybody quarterback-wise? I don't see anybody, and that's not worth bringing in anybody at all. Really nobody quarterback transfer portal. I really hope next year, in next year's NCAA, that they improve this a lot. And, you would think you'd have more than 2 quarterbacks in the portal. So hopefully that works out. But yeah, let's do Trey Holly. We're going to need tight end as well, I think. Safeties, probably need some depth. We could look at safety. It's really interesting to see what we bring in. Now, cornerback, I am always interested in bringing in corner. We can bring in Brandon Nicholson, I think. Let's take a look at him. I mean, obviously, there's no guarantee we're going to get these guys, but we can take a look. Trades Green coming over from LSU. So Holly and Green would come over from LSU. That'd be, it's always better, too, to steal from, your SEC rivals. So Deloche from Missouri, I think we should probably look at him as well. Anybody else on this list? I mean, it's all pretty much the same. There's not a whole lot there. But we'll do Deloche, Nicholson, Green, Holly. Let's just take a look and see where they stand. Now, obviously, they're not going to get any further, once you get to the stage here, obviously, when guys get upgrades, these guys do not because they're transfers, which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why that's a thing. But the 95 speed of Brandon Nicholson will obviously offer there. Let's just send the house. Trades Green's looking at Alabama number 1. Love the catching. Acceleration speed looking pretty good. All right, I think we can try to bring him in. He could be a starter, but tight end, I think we're still pretty good this year. But he's only a sophomore. So that would really help out as well because I think next year we're losing maybe a couple more tight ends. So sophomore, he'd be a couple more years of eligibility. And Deloche is a junior. So let's see if we want to bring him in. I mean, great speed, great acceleration, coverage solid. Awareness needs help there, obviously. But still, I'm fine bringing him in. Can never have enough corners. You really can. Based off of rating, you just never know what kind of coverages you're going to run. And it's just... you can never have enough. Trey Holly looks solid to me, obviously stealing him from LSU. So he'll have this year and probably next year. I don't think he's going to leave after this year. So we'll offer him as well. We'll send the house. And we'll try to bring him in. And he'll probably be the backup to Braylon Russell if he comes in. So Enrique Arcuri, I don't think he would have the ability to start this coming up season if he does commit here. We'll see. We'll set up a visit. But he might have a chance, depending. I don't know. He really could. I don't know what we're going to do with Max Drew. Tymar, I have no idea either. I mean, the quarterback room is just... I don't know. It's just one thing it's really eluded us. I thought we had it with Max Drew. And his freshman year, not bad. And then last year, it looked pretty good. And then it just kind of fell off a cliff. And the production wasn't there. I don't know if it's a combination of the offensive line just having real issues. I mean, even Jordan Anthony, his production went down. The receiving game just went down in the drain. And if it wasn't for the running and the defense, but you can see after near the end of the season, we just kind of ran out of gas. So I don't know. Quarterback, probably the most important position of this team, and we just don't have it figured out. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, as we will get into the start of the season, we're not going to play game number 1 here. That'll be the next one, but I'm going to definitely go crazy in recruiting quarterbacks this coming up season. I'm hoping that's a very strong class. Hopefully we can have a bunch of, maybe like 3 or 4 5-star guys that we can look at, because we got to bring in a quarterback. We really have to. I think it's the position that if we pick it up, it's going to put us over that top. Because right there, we're there at the top of the SEC, top of the country, but we just don't have that quarterback that can take over games. So let's get into the recruiter. We have points, obviously. Let's go corner. So maybe we can bring in Nicholson and Deloche easily there. We can add some more points. Yeah, we're going to look at quarterback. So we're going to have to try to max that out. And we'll sim into the next week. Enrique Arcuri decides to take us over Oregon. And Cooey's going to come over the 3-star cornerback. So at least we get those 2 guys. Like I said, Arcuri, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what he ends up being. I don't think he's going to start this year, but I don't think he's going to be redshirted either. So Nicholson, we're number 1. And let's just set up a visit, I believe, for week 3. Let's do that. We'll do the pro potential. Get that check. Because we get one more week and then we get that visit. I think he should be good. Treat us Green right there as well. Lakes, we don't know anything there. Deloche, we're number 1. All right, we can schedule a visit here for sure. Do we just do week 2? Let's just do it for, let's do week 3 as well. Let's see. Maybe I'll just do week 3. Still have time before you can get to his top 3. Let's do playing style, but maybe by the time the top 3 comes around, get that visit, should be good. Trey Holly, we're number 2 behind Georgia. We only know one thing there. Let's do the same thing. Let's just do the week 3. We'll do the program tradition there. And yeah, Kyle Davis, I think will be good. I mean, nobody else is really there. And Prochet, we're just a bit over Tennessee. I think we probably could be good there. So I think that's good. I think we could sim this week, see what happens. And all right. So Nicholson, Green, Deloche, and Holly were obviously either 1 or 2 there. Davis were 1. Prochet were still 1. So with these week 3 visits, hopefully that puts us over the top, and that will do it. Because as you can see right there, no visit from Clemson, not at all. So I think we should be good there. Mississippi State, nobody has a visit scheduled. We can schedule a visit right now with Treatez Green. So we can take that off too, because we can also just make sure we can hard sell, and that'll even put more on. So let's do a hard sell. Let's do TV time there. And then, yeah, I think we schedule a visit for this week. Let's do championship contender. Let's do that. Attend the team meeting. Hopefully that puts us over the top. Obviously, we can add some more. We can do a soft sell here. We're not going to get all 3 greens, but it'll be good enough. Let's do to the house. That'll work there. We don't have to worry about swaying or anything. So hopefully it puts us over the top of Mississippi State. Deloche were 1. Now Notre Dame you can see as a week, was that 4 visit, but I think we'll be good. I think with this week alone, we hard sell. And right there you can see where we are top 3. I think that's going to put us at enough of an advantage where he might commit after this week. So Deloche, we'll do that. Hard sell, visit schedule for this week. So this could be, we'll see. If he doesn't commit this week, then we might be, I don't know, it might go down to the wire, obviously. But I can see where the bar is at the top 3. I think we should be fine in a very solid lead over Notre Dame. Now, Trey Holly, Georgia doesn't have a visit schedule either. We can't really, I would say hard sell. We don't want to know too much, but we'll get the visit this week. Davis, still looking good there. Prochet, yeah. The visit was good. We can probably hard sell. I mean, we're doing this for a 3-star kicker, I guess. But, you need kicker for sure because McPherson, kick power 79. Hopefully it goes up a little bit during progression, but I don't know. You never know with kickers. Here we go. So Brandon Nicholson has committed. He is transferred over. Treatez Green is transferred over from LSU. Nicholas Deloche transfers from Missouri, and Trey Holly transfers from LSU. So pretty much everybody we have looked at as Davis commits, the 4-star free safety, and Greg Prochet, the 3-star kicker. So pretty much everybody left on our list commits. Every guy we looked at in the transfer portal ends up coming over here. And right now we have the #1 class in the country. Only 23 recruits, but 4 5-star, 15 4-star. We need this. We have yet to have we've never had a top 3. I think you need 2 1 recruits for sure. But you can see, look at the rest of these classes here. But I think that's going to stand, hopefully. And we have the #1 recruiting class in the country. So that is awesome to see. Let's take a look at these development traits here for all of our commits. So David Pilgrim, the 5-star free safety, is a star. Grant Leinhart, the 5-star receiver, is a elite. All right. So, I mean, we'll see if he gets any playing time this year. Ukropina, he is going to be an impact, the 5-star. Probably going to be either a defensive lineman or offensive lineman. We'll see where we go there. We're listed at athlete at the moment. Keelan Broker, 5-star outside linebacker. He is an impact dev. All right. Star for Lee Carmazzi. So that is awesome to see. The 4-star gem and ends up being a star. So continue to work out a corner. Nicholson obviously comes over from the transfer portal. Lee Sylvan, center 4-star. He is a star development trait. Kyle Davis, we knew he wasn't going to be too much, but he's still an impact. Still an impact. He's not normal or anything. I know he's a bust, but 4-star free safety. Still an impact development trait, so that works out. Nicholas Deloche comes over, obviously, from the portal. Arcuri is going to be an impact. I was hoping maybe for, maybe a star with that gem, but he's just going to be an impact. I don't know if he's going to really play too much this year. We'll see. Fayed, the 4-star guard, he is elite. So we're hitting on these offensive linemen. That is good to see because we've had some troubles with that. Green obviously comes over in the portal. Larry Luck is going to be an impact, the 4-star right end. Donald Brightwell, 4-star tackle, is going to be impact. Carlos Stead, the 4-star back, he is a star dev. So same thing. I just don't know how much playing time we'll get this year. Ricky Bullock's going to be the same thing. Maybe like a defensive lineman / offensive lineman. Noah Jameson, the center, is only a normal. Impact there for Connor Block, the 4-star right tackle. Lane Schumann, 3-star tight end, normal. Yeah, we're getting these 3-star guys. Not expecting too much. Bolin is going to be normal. And Cooey's going to be impact. And then the final guy, Greg Prochet, kicker, is going to be a normal dev. So didn't really expect anything but his kicking power is already better than McPherson. So that is absolutely fantastic. All in all, #1 class, cannot complain. Got a lot of good talent. And now let's take a look at switching some positions here. Just 2 guys, Bullocks and Ukropina. And let's take a look. So they're saying a blocking tight end. Man, that's a big tight end. 6'2", 293. That's like an extra offensive lineman. I don't know about tight end. This catching ability is that good? But let's see. 83 power moves. 75 block shed. 83 finesse, 84 power. So, I don't know. I'd say we go maybe an end. We need a little more depth at end. So let's go end. He'll be a 78 to start, which cannot complain about that as a freshman, right? So I think that'll be good. Let's switch him to end. And if we look at Ricky Bullock's, it's kind of the same. He's got 87 finesse moves. His block shedding isn't the greatest, but it's not like he's going to play right away. So I say kind of just put him in end. Let him develop next year, and he could be an absolute beast in his sophomore, redshirt freshman year. Solid speed. Yeah. Tight end. He's got the speed he's just too big. I don't know why you want to put him at tight end. I don't think defensive tackle. Let's just you could do outside linebacker, but it's really big to be an outside linebacker. That 290 for an outside linebacker. This is going to be more of a rush end. And we haven't really run a 3-4. So Yeah, let's just put him at left end, more depth, just redshirt him. He'll be a 71 overall. That'll be solid for now. And now we can look at the training results, see if anybody took a big jump. Wyatt Simmons is now technically the best player on this team. Now, Malachi Singleton is on the team, but I'm going to tell you right now, he is more than likely not going to be on this team for very much longer. Mar only goes up a few. He's only a 74. I want to see his caps. I mean, he's got a lot to go in accuracy, a lot to go in IQ as well, and power. So, he still has a lot to develop. I think he's going to get more playing time this year. It's still going to take probably like 3 to 4 games to figure out who is going to be between Max Drew and Akuri. I mean, and Mar. Akuri, I don't think is going to really play that much this year. He's only a 75 overall freshman. I don't want to just throw him in there. I don't think he's really ready yet. Russell up to an 87. I think he should be up more than that. But he had 25 rushing touchdowns. Like, I'm not sure about that. Swaim's now an 83, so he doesn't go up too much. And this is the thing. Cross Johnson is an 89. Now, he's a 97 speed. He's a speed receiver. The question is, look at Thad Skaggs, though. Skaggs is up to an 80, so he has really jumped up. The problem is he's maxed out. You can see there. He is about as good as he's going to be. But, you know, until you prove it on the field, like Cross Johnson made some really good plays for us this past season. But when you're like the number 3 or 4 guy on the field, that's fine. But now with Cross Johnson technically being the number 1 receiver, now I'm probably going to play him in the slot a little bit more. That fits more of his position. I don't know. We'll see who steps up. Abreu's up to an 83. Kevin Cookus is up to an 82. So it looks like the tackles are getting better. Absolute weakness. But the thing is, he's just about capped. I mean, blocking each one with passing and run, he is capped out. It's so funny with offensive line. I feel like that, I've talked about this before. I feel like that's the real weakness in football nowadays, whether it be college or pro, and why offenses are a little bit more simple with more screen passes, getting the ball out really quickly. There's just no trust in offensive line anymore. You know, the route combos are very simple. There's nothing really crazy. And I think that's just due to the fact that you just don't trust your O-line. And that's the whole point last year. We had guys that had a chance to get deep and had that speed and utilize it. And it kind of worked early on in the season. We're playing lesser talent. But when you get into that SEC schedule, you're playing teams like Bama, Georgia, Tennessee, even Auburn, Texas, Texas A&M. These are teams that have, you know, elite defensive fronts. And when you don't have an offensive line that can hold up, I don't care who you have out there. If you don't have time to throw and you got to get the ball out quickly, it's just going to really just de-utilize those receivers that you have. And that's kind of what happened to us last year. We knew it could possibly be a weakness. As you can see, right tackle still is. I mean, Luke Brown and Malden right now are our top 2. I don't even think one of those are going to start. We're probably going to bring somebody else in there. I mean, we got solid depth at guard, so Gilliam or Colomb is probably going to be, we'll just move them over to one of those tackle positions because I don't trust there. So that's a real issue. And it's still going to be an issue this year, as we can see. And now our receivers are down a little bit. So right now, maybe I'm like downplaying what kind of talent we're going to have this year on the offensive side of the ball. But I just don't know what we're going to get. Defense is like a different story. Mike Vickerson moves up to an 82 overall, and he's got plenty of room to improve as well. You can see not yet at those caps. I think defensively, we're going to be elite. I think this is when you think of SEC defense, I think that's what we have. And not only that, you can see we have depth. So if we have any injury concerns, I don't think it's going to be a problem. I mean, the ends in a few years, you can see how many are redshirt freshmen. Larry Luck's a regular freshman. We'll probably redshirt him. Kafka's a redshirt freshman. Morton's a sophomore. I mean, our defensive tackle, like our D front is ridiculous. I mean, Von Weil's up to an 83 overall. I'll definitely have to edit some of his equipment and number more than likely. I'll probably edit some of that off screen for sure. Same with the body. Like, they still need work. I think if anybody wants to know, the way he looks right now, I guess he does look 291, but if you go in there and you edit kind of his body frame and the weight a little bit, it'll adjust it back to what it should be. So if you want to do that for sure. If you think guys look just a little bit too big for what they are, which has happened, and obviously I'll edit some of the equipment. But Juju Pope, I think we have one of the best linebacker cores in the college football as well. Simmons in 92. Look at Elling's in 85. Dean's in 84. Shaw's in 83. I mean, our fifth middle linebackers in 80. I mean, we have 3 outside linebackers that are in 85 or better. I mean, this defense it's just, I mean, Logan was already on the team, same with Juju Pope. So, those aren't guys we actually brought in. Samia we have, and Keelan Brooker comes onto the team. But, man, this defense looks legit. This is easily going to be the best defense we've had the entire season. You bring in Nicholson. Look at Fumagalli. He's up to an 84 overall. Turns into be our second best safety right now. Allen, Deloche, Metcalf. We have so much depth at corner. You know, some of these guys aren't even going to get onto the field. You got the freshman we just brought in, Lee Carmazzi. We'll probably have to redshirt him. He's down to the 78 overall. Within a year, he probably could be, you know, up to an 84, 85 overall possibly. But, man, safety right now at free safety, it's Melton, Pilgrim, and Davis. But probably Pilgrim and Davis, I think we might redshirt them because obviously we're going to have Bryce Ramsey and Christian Ford playing those safety roles because those guys have been really unreal. And then there's McPherson, probably still going to be our kicker, where I think Prochet will probably be our kickoff specialist because he's more of a leg for sure and deep kicks. But we got to make some roster changes, and really the only big one I'm going to do, everything else is not going to be too much, is going to be Malachi Singleton. I think he just go somewhere. I know he's a redshirt senior, but he could probably get another year of eligibility. I think he's the guy. Let him move out somewhere else. We'll just roll with those 3 quarterbacks, and we'll figure out from there. I don't know if any of these guys are going to be the real guys going forward, but we'll see. But I think that is going to be the big move. Now, as for our schedule, we have a monster opening season game taking on the Oregon Ducks. It is going to be a wild game going up to Autzen and playing that Ducks team. So that should be a big time game to start off the season. Then we get that bye. Take on Kansas in week 2. Week 3, we start the SEC play against South Carolina. Then we have the defending national champion Texas A&M, who remain undefeated until we'll see what happens. We got Mississippi State, then USF, then Bama, Kentucky, Florida. And then we have the bye at 10. But take a look at this. At Georgia, at Auburn, at Missouri. I mean, we might have had some solid home games before, but to finish off the season at 3 straight road games, especially going down to Georgia, going to Jordan-Hare Stadium, and then playing that tough, Missouri rival, that is a interesting way to end the season. But, man, starting off with Oregon, that is going to be a heck of a game. All right, we got our board already. Like I said, quarterback is going to be the biggest concern. So, we definitely looked at quarterbacks. You can see there's athletes up here, but more than likely they are going to be quarterbacks. Holdman, Scrambler, and really, you look for Scrambler. You want to see that speed. But honestly, as long as they were interested in us and they were a 5 or 4 star, I was interested. So we're just going to go down the list here. We're going to scout these guys. And man, great throw power. Short accuracy good. Speed is good. So Dwayne Blau looks pretty good. The 5-star, but from Ohio. So he might be a little tough. He looks very good though. Looks really good. But to pry him away from maybe Ohio State, maybe Michigan, I think that would be interesting. Josh Uzama, 92 throw power, 88 speed, 96 acceleration, short accuracy 85. Medium actually pretty good. So we'll offer him a scholarship. And then we'll go down to back here. Ijalana, he is a gem. 5-star. He's the number 3 guy in the country. 95 speed. With Braylon Russell about on his way out, I think for sure we got to look at running back as well. Because right now, there is not many positions that are going to be leaving this year. Dan Reddick, the 5-star back. 97 speed. Really good change of direction. He's a receiving back, so he's got solid catching. Try to bring him in. The 5-star. But yeah, I think the whole thing is we don't have a lot of guys I think we only have like 12 guys that are seniors And I don't know how many juniors would actually be leaving this year. George Volk, the 5-star wide receiver, he's a gem as well. He's to work on that route running, but we can, 5-star gem could be a star. A lot of 5-stars on this list. A lot of 5-stars now interested as we get into season 4. We've reached the college football playoff a couple times, the national championship once. So, in the SEC as well, we're going to start to get these higher recruits coming in, which I'm fine with. I know it's not obviously building a 1-star team. That's how we started. We just started with Arkansas. I wanted to kind of keep it realistic. But still, I think there's a good chance that we don't even get half of these 5-stars. That's just the way it is. I don't think we're going to get half of these guys. But this could be a year where I'm probably going to be a little silent on recruiting. Like I said, I don't think we have 31 targets technically right now, but I don't suspect it's going to be, look at a lot. We're just going to let it roll a little bit. I mean, obviously I'll do stuff behind the scenes, but until something completely changes, we'll just kind of let it be and kind of get more into the games to start off the regular season instead of getting into recruiting literally every time, where you probably don't have to see it every time we get into recruiting. There's just no really reason to. But, we'll start off right now taking a look at our main board, and then we'll go from there. But a lot of 5-stars and the positions. Corner, I think we're going to lose 2 to 3 corners after this season. So, like I said, never have enough corners. Fine with that. We really don't need defensive tackle unless he was interested and he was a 5-star. So that was said this before. And as you can see, Alex Polaris, he is a 5-star. He is a gem. Defensive tackle. We are stacked at that spot, but, I've said this before. If they're a 5-star, they are interested maybe in the top 5, I'm probably going to go after you. You got to give it a shot, right? I mean, if they're a 5-star and they're not a position I'm looking for, and maybe I'm in their top 10, maybe we kind of let it go. But top 5, we got to give it a shot. So that's why we did that. Larry Brewer, love me some linebackers. Obviously a defensive, maybe pass rusher type guy. We'll take a look at him. LaMichael Ringer. He's got 82 power moves. Solid speed at 250. So 5-star gem. I mean, give him a scholarship offer as well. Jalen Keene, 5-star receiving back. Man, another gem. Jeez, great short route, 95 speed, 92 acceleration. Change of direction, not too bad. Well, I'll offer him a scholarship as well. Let's do Jermaine Mastrud, power rusher. Solid strength, solid power move, solid speed, being 272, 6'3", out of Georgia. And a lot of these guys too, if we can kind of take them away from Georgia, take them away from Alabama, one of those top SEC teams, which we're going to be competing with anyway, that's even more motivation to get these guys and be like, hey, maybe we'll redshirt you. You're not going to play as a true freshman, but as long as you're not playing for Georgia, that is perfectly fine for me, stuff, things of that nature for sure. But because looking at some of these teams, I've told this before, I looked at Texas, their quarterback room was ridiculous. They had like 4 freshmen that were about a 78 or more higher. It's ridiculous what they bring in. Guys that just aren't going to play. And that's why I wish they really would work on the transfer portal, because there's guys that commit to these teams and there's just no way they're ever going to play. And then in this day and age, I mean, unless you're a guy like Arch Manning who's had some, maybe possibly thinking about moving, but he said he's staying to Texas. Even if Quinn Ewers comes back, he's staying. But, he's like a 1 in a million type guy. Other guys are just saying, see you later. I'm out of here. I'm going to go somewhere else to play, which I personally have no problem with. I know a lot of people have issues with it, moving from school to school each year, which, I don't really care, especially, this isn't pro sports where you're going to be playing hopefully for 8-10 years. I mean, you're going to be playing maybe for 3 years. So to move on to another school, no issues with me. I have no problems with that. And, maybe that's what they bring into next year. Maybe the transfer portals are insane because, I mean, look at Colorado, and even Florida State last year where they went undefeated. A lot of that was transfer portal. Where if you try that in here, you're going to have issues. You're not going to be able to bring in guys through the portal, at least build a roster. You're just not. So still, hope they can improve that for next year. Make the portal a little bit more realistic, where there is a, hey, I only have like 12 commits coming into the offseason, but that transfer portal is loaded with 100 guys, and I can bring in 20 from there and fill out my roster. That's what I'm hoping for. So we'll see. Gordon Jones, man, 95 throw power, solid speed at 85, but I like the throw power. We need that quarterback so bad. We need that quarterback to take over games. That's what we need. I wish I could find like a Michael Vick or Lamar Jackson in college. College-wise, that's for sure. I would love to find those guys, but I haven't found it yet. Just take over a game. Now, obviously, Lamar and Vic didn't win national championships. Vic did get to a national championship, didn't win it. But, just absolutely unbelievable, talented quarterbacks. But that's what we want. Just a guy that can take over a game, whether it be running or throwing. This day and age, you don't have too many drop back kind of throwery quarterbacks that can do that are just going to drop back and throw and not going to scramble too much. You just need that dual threat guy, especially in college, and hopefully we find him this year and next year, depending who it's going to be. Just going to step right in as a true freshman and play more than likely, because I don't know, unless Max Drew or Tymar absolutely goes bananas this year, I suspect that we're going to play one of those true freshman guys. We're going to get like at least one of them, but I suspect they're going to play. Let's look at the preseason rankings. Ohio State's won. Texas A&M, how are they not won? They're unbeaten. They've unbeaten last year, won the national championship. I don't understand. Texas is 3, Oregon's 4, we're 5, USC 6, Boston College is at 7, Purdue is at 11. Wow. Any other teams in here, it's a little bit maybe of a surprise. You got Tulane. Alabama's only at 24. Virginia 25. North Carolina, and they're number 21, but they're not going to have the coach they're going to get here in real life. They're not going to have Belichick at North Carolina in this one. But we will start off the season with a banger. We're going to be taking on Oregon. This is going to be one heck of a game. There's no doubt about it. They have one of the best defenses in football. So do we. So this could be a low-scoring game, but you never know how that works out. You think you're getting low-scoring, you get crazy games. So we'll see what happens, but thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the support. Tell me what you think of the offseason, and we will see you in the next one against Oregon. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.